So it's not often you see gacha games improving with every update, but after experiencing the story, events, and environment of Septimont, Wuthering Waves has set the standard for me in terms of quality and effort put into a live service game. For those that are still debating on starting or returning to the game, I hope this video will help you in that decision. There will be minor spoilers up ahead, just so y'all know, as I'll be going over my praises, criticisms, and neutral feedback about the update. Hi, my name is Spade, and I'm at your service. While we're arriving in Septimont, we're shown these panoramic scenes of it and its environment. And it's gorgeous. The sun and how it kisses the terrain and the structures. The amount of effort and detail put into the immersion of this subregion honestly had me drooling. I came across a video on my feed once where it showed how bodies of water have been improving and evolving with every update. And looking at the foliage of Septimont, you can see how much it improved since Huanglong. Kuro has also added interactions with fallen leaves and flying near water, causing it to ripple. Or should I say, wuthering the waves? Anyway, this is what I want out of a gacha game. The constant improvement and additions to not just the major aspects of it, but the minor details as well. I see no excuse for these things to not be improved upon when the live service model allows them the opportunity to do so. And having a global filter on top of that, that's just the cherry on top, man. Once we enter the city of Septimont, I'm honestly blown away with how well they integrated the elements of heavily cultural structures with futurism. The digital banners and the screens did not feel jarring to me, at least, when placed in a heavily Roman-inspired environment. Overall, I think Septimont is one of the best executed regions in all of gacha gaming. At least the games that I played, so maybe not all of gacha gaming, but you know what I'm trying to say. Now let's talk about the story. The storytelling, pacing, characters, heck, even the NPCs were fantastic. Though it was confusing at first jumping between the Rover and Carthia's POV, it does get a bit clearer later on. I won't spoil it, but if you still are a bit confused, don't worry. I'm sure the second half of the story will make it a lot clearer. The story was very engaging, shifting between dialogue, voice acting, fighting, and the cutscenes. None of it was too long or too short to feel tiring or pointless. Speaking of pacing, this is what I actually wanted to talk about the most. All gacha games moving forward should split their stories into two parts between phases. Kuro is the first to do this to my knowledge, and I think it should be the standard. Most of these games are story-based, but most of the time it doesn't really feel like it, right? Not only does the quality of the delivery matter, but also how it is delivered. So I made an analogy. Think of an update as your meals in the day. Most gachas give you a big meal at the start, then maybe some smaller meals and snacks throughout. What Kuro is trying to do with this update is serving high quality, decently portioned meals spread throughout the day along with some snacks in between. Which one is healthier and leaves the consumer more satisfied? The answer is the latter. So not only does this strategy help with burnout of a drawn out story, I'm sure a lot of us have been there with these other games, it gives us the consumers something to look forward to in the second half of the update. And I hope Kuro continues this as it makes the update feel fuller and exciting. Alright, before I move on with the characters, this is a reminder that you probably aren't subscribed. I would really appreciate it if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel for more Wuthering Waves content. And I'm streaming over at Twitch as well, so I would appreciate it if you follow me there. And join my Discord. You'll get to meet some awesome people and have nice conversations about games with them, you know, not just Wuthering Waves, but other games as well. The links are in the description below. and let me know your thoughts on the new update so far. And alright, back to the video. So the new cast they're actually really good. I liked all of them. But there were two characters that really caught my attention, Lupa and Buling. They filled the story with so much personality. They were so animated, it's honestly hard to believe that this is a gacha game. I'm so used to characters just standing still during dialogue, and whenever there would be like a hint of movement, again, this should be the standard of effort and quality put into a game. Lupa was honestly a character I didn't think I would like. I found her to be meh when she was drip marketed. You know, she didn't really catch my eye, she didn't really do anything for me. But as we accompanied her throughout the story, because of her fierce but outgoing personality, I started appreciating her character a lot more. So much so that I am debating on pulling for her. My Augusta pulls are in danger. That just goes to show how well executed her character was in the story. However, she is also another case of gathering wives, which I'll talk more about later on. Buling, or I bling it ling, was another character that I really enjoyed. The way she would talk in riddles with her accent, it just gave her so much more personality, which is the direction I'm glad Wuthering Waves took. Having English voices allows much more variety and personality rather than American voices all throughout, which was what they originally went for. I know Bulling's accent doesn't sound English, but because there's so much variety in the game already, why not add more? You know, it won't feel out of place. The same thing goes for the NPCs, which is another thing I want to touch on in terms of design. The NPCs look amazing and diverse. I believe they added new hairstyles for them in Septimont. Their clothing is also three-dimensional and not just printed onto their models. Again, this will be a recurring theme that I will be saying time and time again throughout this video. Quality and effort. They also have a lot of personality into them, like there was an option where you get to talk to them and they have their own thoughts about Raguna and Septimont having different ideologies and religious beliefs and all of that. So they felt a bit more fleshed out. They weren't, you know, just NPCs. So I really appreciated that. The cutscenes are frequent in peak as always. You know, it's not much else to say about that. Wuthering Waves events can be a hit or miss, but so far this update has been a hit. Thank God, because that last one was just not it. I'm glad they finally got around to expanding their echo mechanic. I'm not exactly into TCG all that much, but this was a nice rendition with actual gameplay of the echoes fighting each other. Especially when both of you and your opponent's echoes are low on health, it can get pretty exciting and frustrating at the same time to see who will actually win or not. Well, I suck at this game, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless. Now there are a couple of exploration events and I will always appreciate and advocate for them. It gives me an incentive to explore the map with some extra rewards. With how easy traveling is, alongside with environment eye candy. I mean, say less, man. I'ma do that. I'ma get that. Alright, while I enjoyed this update, there are some criticisms I have. These are my opinions, and they may be a little bit nitpicky. While I appreciated Carthia's section in the beginning of the story, the QTEs are just there to give you the feeling of engagement. They don't actually do anything. You can just AFK and it will play itself. There needs to be an actual consequence of not playing or timing the QTEs correctly. And I hope this is something Kuro can improve later on. Augusta is one of the characters I'm looking forward to the most, you know. After, if I do try to get Lupa, I'm gonna be saving for Augusta and Yuno. Augusta is beautiful in a powerful and commanding way, but while I think she has a great design, she's bare on her lower half. She's supposed to be a warrior but has no protection on her legs. I mean, at least give her some shin guards or something that would complete her outfit and make it more historically accurate. The last bit isn't so much of a criticism, but more of me pointing out the recurring trope in Wuthering Waves. It seems like every woman is attracted to Rover, while a lot of players love it. For some, it could be a deal breaker. Personally, I don't mind it. It's nice, I guess, you know, adds a bit of spice, a little bit of flirtatious moments here and there, but it's not something I'd look forward to or am against. I'm just glad that all of these characters actually have something going for them or strive for, and not just, you know, be a part of Rover's harem. Overall, I would give this update a solid 9 out of 10. But this patch isn't over yet. We still have the second half of the story releasing later in the update along with other events. So my score could very well increase or decrease depending on how well the second half goes. But knowing them, I do think that my score will definitely increase later at the end of this patch. And I hope Kuro will remain consistent with the quality they have been putting out while finding ways to improve. But after everything I have just shared, is Wuthering Waves worth starting or returning to the game? Absolutely. This game has shown me time and time again that they are willing to put in the extra effort into creating a great experience for their players. For those worried about power creep, don't worry. Gion, a 1.0 character and a male, is still really strong to this day. Is this game perfect by any means? No, far from it. But they are willing to listen and respond with results. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to Stargazer for providing some clips used for this video. Be sure to check their channel out, they make some amazing Wuthering Waves edits, and the links are in the description below. Alright, that's it from me. I would love to hear your feedback on the update, you know, your opinions about it, whether I missed something or not. You know, I would really appreciate it if you could comment those. More Wuthering Waves content are coming in the future, and yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Take care.